a 2-time gold medalist got to win, and 6 millionaires. Woo. And I'm not sure we were here on June 7th if we would have thought that all of you would have said we would have made it here tonight. I'm glad you all are here with us tonight. Happy to be by my side with Ray Seffo here, because I think it was a season to remember. I think it changes the sport. I think it shows MMA that if you win, you advance. And that's how sports works. Kayla knows that. She's been in the Olympics a couple of times.
Right.
And Ray knows that because he's competed at all levels this way. But tonight wasn't just about the format that we thought of with this regular season, playoffs, and championship. It was also about celebrating champions. And you look down this table, Lewis and Lance and Natan, Magomed, Sean, and a current champion and a future champion, Kayla. And I'm just proud to have been a part of this season, and proud to have done this with you, Ray. So thank you very much.
Thank you. First of all, let me thank all the champions and everybody that competed tonight, because without these guys, this show wouldn't be possible. And they came out and put it all on the line, and we saw what the outcomes were. It was a great event. It was a great show. And of course, then thank you to the media, because you guys are the ones that put us out there. So thank you to everybody that was involved in this whole event from the start to the end. And we're here, like Carla says. You know, you plan things and you hope to go according to plan, and it did, and it did more. And so we're very proud, and thank you all for everything.
I'd also like to just have a special thanks. Dylan Weinigal is here in the back of the room. We've done a lot of things with Dylan in Madison Square Garden over the years. And we had a great New Year's Eve show here 2 years ago, and it's just great to be back here on New Year's Eve. We started the season off at the Garden in the best city in the world, in New York City, and we're here tonight celebrating New Year's Eve with 6 champions and a future champion. And you know, Dylan, just thank you very much, and thank everyone here at the staff at Madison Square Garden. Appreciate it. So I think with that, you know, we're going to open it up to the floor. Any questions for us, and obviously for our fighters and our champions?
Mike, or just speak loud?
Probably speak loud, because the room is small. So.
All right. So a couple quick questions for you guys, actually. First, quick clarification on winnings. The winner of this fight got $1 million, or was it $1 million for winning the tournament? And if so, were they paid extra for the other 2 wins in the semis and quarters?
It's a great question. The winner of the making it through the regular season into the playoffs and into the championship, fighters got paid win and show money during the regular season, but then they entered in and they competed in the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the championship. And for the championship winners, they won $1 million.
Okay.
The championship losers, the runner-ups, won $200,000.
That was not known. Okay, thank you. Next question for you guys, and I'll get to the fighters. Worth a shot. Are the fighters, I know you're retiring, but are the other champions, are you guys under contract for next season and or beyond that?
It's a good question. I'll answer that for the fighters. They are, and we're looking forward to all of our champions and all of our finalists and runners-up coming back next year.
Okay. For the fighters, should be good.
There we go. For the fighters, how do you guys feel about some of the quirks of this tournament format, with especially the first round draws, first round winners deciding draws? There was a lot of stuff, especially with Lance Palmer's opponent, for example. How did you feel? How did these other guys feel about this?
Lewis, you go.
All right. I've been on a fence and sitting on a shelf, so I like an active schedule. And the PFL allowed me to showcase myself more than once or twice a year, and so I'm very happy with the format.
I didn't really hear the question all the way. I heard something about the draws.
How a draw, the winner of round 1 would decide a draw. Your opponent, Steven Seiler, for example, had that happen to him. How do you guys feel about that being your deciding factor? That's not done anywhere else.
Oh, gotcha. Like the way the fight ended.
The quarterfinal piece.
No, if each round, win one round.
When it was
Oh.
only a 2-round fight.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you go in there to win the fight. You don't really do anything just to play the rules. But I mean, it is a tournament format, so in that first fight in the quarters, I won both rounds, so I didn't really have to worry about it.
I lost the first round of my quarterfinal fight, and then I got a 10-8 in the second round to win the fight. So it's a format that works if you're willing to bust your ass in the second round and seek a finish or put together a dominant round. It's not just win the first round and advance. You can lose the first round and still advance if you're a fighter. So they have to operate within a certain set of rules in order to get us 2 fights in one night, maximum of 5 rounds for it to be sanctioned. And I think PFL found an excellent workaround to that. Some people aren't going to like the first round tiebreaker, but if you think there's a better alternative, I'd like to know what it is, because it proved itself. This format proved itself out during the season.
And that's a perfect example of Sean just proved the people that said, proved them wrong, so that said that you can fight the first round and then you can cruise the second round. While Sean proved that you can't just cruise the second round, because he came out and hurt him and finished it and won the 10-8 round. So the format works.
As far as the format, you're going to do 2019 starting in June and ending at the end of the year, just like this one?
Yeah, we'll be announcing the 2019 season later in January. But in terms of the format, the basic format of the 2018 season will be carried over to 2019. But I think we've always said throughout this that we're going to look at certain features in the regular season, our points, how you advance to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals, and how that tournament structure works. But yes, the basic format will be the same in 2019.
And a question for Taylor. Congratulations. You had commented early in the season, the first time you guys went to DC, that you weren't being featured on the broadcast and you weren't really focused on the money. But now, obviously, here at the end, you not only were you on the broadcast, but you won money. So, can you talk about how that feels?
Of course, natural answer is it feels awesome. I was here 2 years ago before the PFL in the same predicament, facing David Branch. So for me, and everybody thought I was going to lose that fight. Branch himself will tell you it was a hell of a fight. But when people expect you to lose and you lose, they ignore you again. Everybody, you're not going to win them all. But going forward, I just want people to give me respect that I've earned. Yeah, I might be 39, but I'm not over the hill yet, fellas. I'm here to win. I'm here to knock some more people's heads off, and hopefully the PFL gives me the opportunity in 2019.
This is questions for Ray and Carlos. How was it like dealing with commissions with the tournament structure? Was it easier in some states, harder in others, like New York? Can you just talk about working with the commissions and trying to make this whole thing work?
All the commissions have been, were great. Like, they all understood what we were trying to do, and they were very helpful in what we were trying to do. And Carlos and I have said from day one that all the decisions that are made by the commission, we will apply by, and then the ruling of the PFL will then apply after that. And so all the commissions, I got to thank all the commissions from around the states, because everybody did a great job and welcomed us as well. So that was a great job.
Yeah, and in the playoffs where we had the quarterfinals and the semifinals in one night, as you know, every state commission has not approved us fighting twice in the same night. I think the format that we put together, where you fight 2 rounds in the quarters and 3 rounds in the semis, is fair. Many fighters fought 5 rounds tonight. Lance did. So it's the equivalent of that. We worked with California. It was great to be there. It was great to be in Louisiana. It was great to be in Washington, D.C. New Jersey has already approved it. Arizona has approved it. Minnesota's approved it. There's a number of other states that have approved it, and we'll be talking to New York about improving that so that if we'd like to come here for a playoff night, that would be an opportunity as well.
Actually, just to follow up on that, I know New York has a thing about the weights, and I know that was a problem with the heavyweights when you first came here. Was that, is that something that's also going to be worked on to try to make it, try to not have that issue come up again, or is that just something that you're going to have to roll with?
Well, I think in the weight scenario, that's something, again, when we found that out when we came here the first time. So when the two finalists made it to the finals, we talked to them and they understood that they had to come in between, 25 pounds between them, and I think there was 24 or 23 pounds between them, so it was fine.
Questions for Sean O'Connell. Sean, you told me in the open workouts that you expected Vinny to meet you in the finals. Having fought him, what did you get? What did you take away? Did he surprise you in any area?
His durability, his ability to wear some of those punches. If there has been a knock on Vinny, and I think I said this in the lead up to the fight, that you could question his chin in the past, and I hit him pretty hard, and he didn't go out. So obviously I was wrong about that. I was surprised by his durability, and also, he popped me in the first round. He cut me open, and he's not a one-dimensional fighter. I think a lot of people look at him and say, well, if he gets you on the ground, it's over for you, and he's just a jiu-jitsu guy. And I think that, like all of us in this sport, he's really tried to round out his skill set, and I think he's done an excellent job of it. I'm just a bad matchup for Vinny because I don't quit, and I keep working, and I keep going, and he's not going to be able to break me mentally. And yeah, he's a really tough guy. I was not surprised at his abilities, but I was maybe surprised by his toughness a little bit.
And I have to ask you because we've seen guys retire in the past and then they just turn around and come back maybe a year or two later. Obviously, this is a really good time to retire. I mean,
yeah.
You just won $1 million and you're a champion. Do you think that you're ever going to get the itch to come back? I mean, obviously, you may get some feelings, but anything enough to make you return?
Oh, there's a number that'll make me return. But I'm really excited to be a father, to be a family man. I'm really excited to explore some other opportunities in broadcasting, hopefully with the PFL. I want to write another book. If you haven't read my book, please go read my book. I got a couple of television show ideas I want to pitch to the partners. Like I want to explore other avenues as an entertainer and as somebody who I think has a lot to offer. But yeah, there's a number. If someone throws it at me, you might see me in the cage again.
And my last question is for Magomed Karimov. So, right here, Magomed, Ray Cooper really came at you guns blazing. What did it take for you to remain calm in that opening round?
Hey, some of us aren't in suits,
уверен в своей технике, уверен в своей физике. Из-за этого сохранял спокойствие. Я знал, что чем Купер намного сильнее и опытнее.
I was very confident in my techniques and my physicality, so that kept me calm, and that's helped me to win this.
Can somebody turn the AC in here, please?
I'm fine. I don't know what's going on. It feels nice in here to me. I like it.
Minha pergunta é até em português. Edu, vou tentar em inglês. Como foi começar como azarão e terminar como campeão, né?
The question was, how did it feel to start as an underdog and finish the year as a champion?
A verdade eu sempre acreditei muito em mim, né? E os meus treinadores acreditavam em mim. Só que o pessoal ainda não me conhecia, o público não me conhecia. E depois a luta do Chris Wade, e depois com o Jason High, todo mundo começou a me ver com olhos diferentes, começou a me olhar diferente. Então, eu acreditava que eu poderia ser campeão, enfrentar os melhores eu imaginei isso daqui quando eu fui contratado, quando eu assinei o contrato, eu imaginei ganhando o cinturão e o cheque, e hoje tudo isso aconteceu, mas eu sempre acreditei em mim.
So I've always believed in my work. My coaches always believed in my work as well. And the moment I put pen and paper in my PFL contract, I could see myself putting this belt around my waist and lifting this $1 million check. So this is no surprise to me, no surprise to my coaches. I was able to, to meet the best of the best inside the cage and come out with my hand race in the end.
How do you know he was an underdog?
Sports betting is legal now.
Okay, so Ray and Carlos, moving forward, the basic plan is going to stay the same. But going forward after that, does the roster size stay the same? Or do you increase it from 72 to add more fighters as you guys go along?
The roster is going to stay the same. We will, for 2019, we will have 12 per division, just like we did this year, 2018. Again, obviously the plan is by 2020, we'll look at having 16 guys per division. But as it stands right now, it will be the same as this year.
And then, of course, we're adding a female division in 2019.
Right, exactly.
And to Lance, champion now, once again, wearing gold. Is the best Lance Palmer still ahead of us, or is this the best it is?
I think it's always still ahead of us. I'm always looking for perfection, and it wasn't the perfect fight, but it was damn near close, and got a lot of work to do. So it's another belt for the case, but there's always bigger goals.
And one last one for me, Nathan and Magomed. Why is ATT so hot right now?
Just got that fire. I mean, I'm not at ATT or anything. It's
no, yeah.
And Kayla.
Yes.
Eu acredito que é uma equipe muito grande, tem muitos atletas e ela dá um suporte muito grande para os atletas, uma coisa que eu nunca tinha visto na minha vida até antes de vir para cá. E eu acho que por isso que tem muitos atletas que querem ir para lá, querem treinar, tem muito coach, muitos atletas duros, então eu acho que é isso que diferencia ela de outras equipes.
It's a huge team, it's a huge support net, the number of coaches, number of sparring partners, the facilities, it's truly unbelievable. So that's why you get people moving and relocating from all around the globe to train at ATT.
I have a question for Kayla. I have a question.
Well, he's gonna answer first.
Go ahead, Mario.
Эти у нас, я думаю, это одна из лучших команд, там самые лучшие тренера, там самые лучшие условия. И вот за это, думаю, результат у ATT хороший.
I think that ATT has the best coaches right now, and that's makes the best results for them right now.
So, question for you, Kayla. Having been part of this championship evening and seeing these 6 championship belts, I heard what you said in the cage when you finished. Does it feel any different now as you think about your 2019 PFL season? You're now 3-0. You sort of are all warmed up and ready to go. And how does it feel now that you're 3-0 and you've seen this championship night and been a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to thank you guys for giving all of us, I think, the opportunity to fight in a sport. It's not just entertainment anymore. MMA is a sport now, and you don't have to talk and you don't have to look pretty, even though we all do.
I smelled the biggest on that one.
Speak for yourself.
And listen, there's nothing that's more inspiring than seeing people reach their goals, and then in seeing people climb to the top of the mountain. And for me, looking at this, like being close to it, touching it, feeling it, it's like, it feels like I'm going for another Olympic gold medal. And I can't wait to add a PFL belt next to those 2 Olympic gold medals. So thank you guys very much. Also, ATT Nation, we rising!
Any more questions?
Ray and Carlos, congratulations on a great championship evening here.
Thank you.
Has Kayla and the ladies that have graced your cage inspired you to maybe open up another female division in the future?
Another female division?
Well, I mean, you got the lightweight 155 female
Well,
division.
yeah,
Would there be another one?
you
that
know what,
might
I
think
mean,
about?
the ladies, I thought Morial and Caleb put on a good show. I mean, for as long as it lasted. If the referee didn't stop the fight, I mean, Morial wouldn't have quit, you know what I mean? And that showed a lot of heart, and I was really proud of what she did. And of course, Caleb, what she did, and Caleb's truly amazing. Well, of course, I mean, to answer your question, let's get this women division first, and then we'll look at somewhere down the line in the near future.
Don't worry,
and see
I'll be
what
pushing
happens.
them. Don't worry. Love it. We women gotta stick together, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Kayla, you're no stranger to having to work really hard to get to this position that you're in, and this is one of the best organizations where you're actually earning your spot. How does that feel, and how did the Olympics prepare you for that?
Well, again, it's, you know, I always hesitated to come into the MMA world simply because it was very entertainment driven. You know, I'm not really a flashy talker. I mean, I do talk some trash, but it's mostly just to my boyfriend. I like to keep it humble in the cage. And I was on the fence about whether or not I would have an MMA career. And I sat down with Carlos and Ray a couple years ago, and I said to them, listen, like, MMA should be a sport. It shouldn't be an entertainment. You know, there should be brackets. And there should be a tournament, and there should be, if you win, you advance. And they listened to that, and I'm sure they heard it multiple times, and then they make my dreams come true. You know, they created this thing where the best of the best get to succeed. And I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before other athletes and other MMA fighters realize this and say, hey, we want to fight for the PFL. How do we get in here? It's going to be too late. We already got all our spots taken. You know what I mean?
And I do agree with Kayla because, you know, I come from a martial arts background as well. And for me, fighting is fighting, and it's a sport. It's not, I've never been a guy that stood up here, I'm going to tear your head off for this and this and that. Talk is cheap. Action speaks louder than words. And that's what PFL league is, and it's a sport, like Kayla said. So we're very proud of what everybody's done.
Quick question for Kayla. I overheard part of what you were saying to Sean earlier before they started, that you had wanted to work on that. What were you looking forward to working on?
You're going to make me talk about it in front of everyone?
You don't have to, but.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, I was a little bit disappointed in my performance just because I've been working very hard on my striking, and you know, my coaches, every day I do striking in some way, shape, or form, whether it's Muay Thai with Anderson, whether it's boxing with Daya, whether it's drilling with Coach Mike. You know, I'm constantly working on becoming a well-rounded MMA fighter. And to go in there and throw one jab and then go to the clinch is like, everyone says, listen, that's what you are, you're a grappler, but I don't want to be a grappler. I want to be the best MMA fighter in the world, and that's it. So I'm not going to be happy until I get a knockout, I kick someone's head off, or I, you know, punch them in the face really hard on my feet. So, what?
Well, I'm
You're good at that, so do you have any advice for me?
Yeah, take the wins when they come, you know? That's my advice.
No, of course I want to win. The goal is always to win, but I want to be perfect.
And is there a thought to lowering down in weight a little bit to try and make their upcoming divisions, or is that just too much weight to cut?
You know, I walk around at 160, 165 pounds, and I had always sort of assumed that I was going to have to eventually fight at 145, but the PFL came to me and they said, listen, Kayla, we want you to be strong, we want you to be healthy, and we want to, you know, break down some of these barriers. Girls, the average weight for an American female is 166 pounds, so it's not like I'm abnormal. I mean, I am a freak of nature, but, you know, the thing is, like, girls come in all shapes and sizes too. You know, we don't just fit into these, you know, this 20-pound weight allowance that is currently in the sport of MMA. So I'm happy to be a role model, and I'm happy to use my platform to let girls and boys all over the world know that big is beautiful, strong is beautiful, and being yourself is what makes you really a champion.
And last question for Sean. You were able to avoid a lot of some of the really tricky parts of Navigase's BJJ game, the leg lock specifically.
Is that something you've trained specifically for lately with Vinny in mind? Or, like, who's your BJJ coach? How did this all come about?
I've trained my entire career under Jeremy Horn, and he doesn't get nearly the respect he deserves as a pioneer in jiu-jitsu. He's not a Brazilian guy; he's an American jiu-jitsu guy, and he was the architect of that grappling machine in the Militich fighting systems back in his prime, you know. And he just moved to Salt Lake City and owns a sleepy little gym, and I've been fortunate enough to train with him. So Vinny is obviously world class and amazing, but he's not the only black belt I've trained with for the last 11 years. He's not the only nightmare on the ground that I've been around. You know, I train with Jeremy every single day. So yeah, we didn't work leg locks specifically for this because Vinny says leg locks don't work, so I didn't think he'd be attacking them. But yeah, I work with great grapplers, black belts on a regular basis, and in this camp I was fortunate enough to have some big, strong ones to help me out, and we got the job done.
Guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I also want to congratulate Felipe Lins. Yeah, he wasn't able to make it here, but he's doing well. He's our heavyweight champion of the world for the PFL in 2018. So congratulations to Felipe. Congratulations to all the fighters, Kayla, Ray. Like to thank our PFL owners. Our CEO Pete Murray's here. All of the folks that have helped us get us through the season, and thanks for covering us. And please keep your eye out on us because there's even bigger things to come in 2019. So thanks very much.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody.